detection record. 4. Motion detection record. Over 10. Starting video recording.
Welcome to Everyday Reviews. You know, I've tested quite a few dash cameras over the last little while, and one thing that kind of annoys me about testing dash cameras is that some of them are really hard to use and hard to learn. They have complicated menus even, and that's not even including the fact that a lot of these dash cameras use different cables, different power supplies. They're all different, so it's kind of a pain. Well, today we are testing this little flat boy here, and it's one of the most simple dash cameras that I've used in a long time. And not only is it simple, it's one of the smartest cameras on the market. It's the FineVu GX1000. Let's have a look. Let's run through some specs on this new GX1000. First of all, it is a dual channel system, meaning there's two cameras, one in the front, one in the rear, and what's kind of unusual, they use the same 5.1 megapixel Sony Exmor R Starvis sensor. That is a mouthful. Try to say that 5 times really fast. But that resolution is 2560 by 1440p, which is QHD. So it is a little bit less than 4K, but it's more than HD. It's right in that middle, and it is nice and wide screen. And even the field of view are identical. And when I said that this is kind of unusual, it's because a lot of other multi-channel camera systems, usually they put a higher resolution camera up front, and the in-cabin or the rear cameras are usually less resolution. I like how they've actually, hey, both front and back are gonna get the same sensors, just as good a picture for both of them. In the box is quite simple. You get both cameras, you get a manual, as well you get the hardwire kit. And you'll want to hardwire this or use a dash cam battery if you want to take advantage of some of the smart parking features that it has. So most people are going to go that route. If you're interested in a dash cam battery, or if you don't even know what a dash cam battery is, I'll leave a link in the video description. There are some huge advantages of using those. And yeah, so I have it hooked to a dash cam battery that's in the glove box right now because I swap cars a lot. So it's easy for me to just take the entire system out, slap it into another car. We're in the Mitsubishi Outlander PHEV right now. And yeah, it's super, super simple, and it charges while you're driving. And I don't have to actually do any other wiring other than just plug it into the 12-volt outlet. The main unit is super sleek. It actually goes almost like flush with the windshield, as you can see by these images here. And the power slide actually covers the SD card slot. So if you actually have to take that SD card out, you actually have to turn it off to access that, which is nice. So when it's on, that SD card is not going anywhere. As mentioned, that does come with that card. On the top, you have an input for power and the rear camera. That's it. It's pretty simple. The front facing you, there are 2 buttons. One for the record and mic. So if you want to save a recording, like right now, if I just hit that, you can hear it beep, and that light is blinking. That means that it's going to put that into the saved event folder. And if I want to hold that down, that's going to, if I hold that down,
Voice recording off.
Voice recording off. So now it is not recording any voice. I like to keep that on.
Voice recording on.
All right, and then you have the Wi-Fi button, and you will need to use it because this has no screen on it. I thought it was going to be a concern, but no, this thing is so easy to use. So I'm going to even do this in real time for you. I'm going to hit that Wi-Fi button.
Connect FineVu Wi-Fi.
Connect FineVu Wi-Fi. I'm going to open my app, hit Connect Dashcam, join the network. You can even see here that it's, I'll show you the screen recording anyways. All right, it's going to take a little bit of time here. Not too bad. FineVu connected. Now we are connected. If I want to go live view right now, I can see exactly what is coming out of that front camera right there. Look at that. How cool is that? You can see this week's tester there. Also, the Jeep Grand Cherokee 4xe. That's reviews coming up a little bit. If I want to switch cameras to the rear, now that's our rear view right now. And if I want to exit out of this, if I want to go into my dash cam files, this is
Mode, stopping video recording.
It's going to stop by itself. This is seriously that easy. And here are all my files here. So I can actually filter through. If I want to just view things that are events. So remember, we just hit that event, whatever. So that would be an example of event. So these are just events here. And if I click on one of those, there it is. That was the event that we did when we actually just hit that save button. It starts the video recording again when we're not in download, but what we're gonna do, it's gonna stop again. I'm gonna hit settings.
Stopping video recording.
And now you can see this is where we make our changes. So we have your mic on or off, your sound, you know, how it records, like basically when it's talking to you, the time, environment. You want miles or kilometers an hour, your on-screen display, and the security LED, there is a light in the front, and it's basically, it tells people, hey, I'm watching you, right? And then you can change your status LED brightness as well. Go back there. We have camera. Okay, we have HDR, which is high dynamic range, which gives you a very, very contrasty look, but it's kind of a little bit more clear. The sharpness is kind of turned up. That's going to give you the best picture. Get out of there. We have our memory card. Now this is unusual. I've never seen this on a dash camera where you can prioritize what basically it's partitioning that SD card and giving it priority where it's going to place your footage and how much room it's going to allot for. Of course, once it's going to be full, it's going to overwrite everything. And you can set your overwrite protection even. So if I want to definitely for parking mode, I want to select that on, it's going to protect that. If I really don't care, I can turn that off as well. And we have motion as well. That's where we format our card. And we have recording, we have parking recording and driving recording. You can adjust all your sensitivity, your motion sensitivity for your parking modes, all of that stuff there. I have it in high quality. I like the best quality. And then we have ADAS and safe driving. We're going to get to these smart features in a second, so I'm going to come back to that. And then we have our power. This is where we're going to tell it when to shut itself down if your voltage becomes too low, and that's going to protect your car's battery as well. So you don't want this thing running and running and running and draining your battery, and you're not going to be able to start your car. So that is a great feature. So anyways, let's go for a drive and talk more about this new GX1000. How do you like the silence of this vehicle, of the new 2023 Mitsubishi Outlander plug-in hybrid? We can drive it just like an electric car for about 61, 62 kilometers or so. It's pretty good. So in case you want to download several clips, for instance, or watch it on a larger screen, you can actually just take that SD card out, put it into the reader, and plug it into your computer using the FineVu player. You've got all the information that you need. So this has GPS, it'll show you your speed, your location, it'll superimpose that on a map for you. It shows you the G sensors. So, you know, when we're watching a clip, you can even see if there's a little bit of a spike there, that was an impact. That impact could have been, you know, something hitting your vehicle, even a door slamming really hard. It will actually show right there. The viewer is really easy to use. Now, the one thing, Mac users, beware. All these clips that this camera produces are in AVI, which is not a Mac-friendly format. And yeah, so you can't use your quick look to view them, but of course you can use the FineVu player. Now, once you go to the FineVu player, I do like there is a little tab, and you can select what folders, let's say, you know, you got event, you got parking, motion, you know, just your normal stuff. You can select that so you don't have to go through and slug through like hundreds and hundreds of clips, which are just, you know, categorized just by date and time. So that's a nice feature. But if you want to download a bunch, at least I haven't figured out, you have to do it one at a time. You can't go and just go and select the whole folder and just download all of them. And that's a little unfortunate, but hey, I don't know if a lot of people download so many clips. I have to just to make these videos so you have a lot of other footage to look at. So what do you think of the footage so far? I think it looks pretty good. If we actually just go up to some of these vehicles here, you can see front and back. You can make out license plates without an issue. We do have the wipers going a lot in some of these videos because it is winter time on the West Coast, and it's odd to actually have a day when it's actually not raining in the winter time. It seems that we've had a little bit of a break right now. Look it's actually not raining at all, kind of. It was anyways, but when you're installing, I've said this before on other dash cam reviews, make sure, test your camera out first. You know, hook up the power before you stick that camera on for the front and the back. Make sure that wherever you put it, that you actually have coverage of where the wiper is going to actually clean your windshield. I've made the mistake of actually installing it. It was a nice day and I didn't realize it. And then the first time it rained, I put the wipers on, I'm like, uh-oh, this thing is just right in the dirty zone and it's not gonna get clean. And for the back, once again, test it out before you mount it. And you know, maybe have someone else helping you in the back and maybe they can adjust it for you, and try to get as clear a view as possible in an area that's not as tinted. Some windows are really tinted for the rear window, and you know, if you have defroster lines, try to go in between them. Sometimes it's unavoidable, but yeah, do your best anyways. This unit is so easy to use. You know, so we mentioned that you have the 2 buttons there, but it's very smart. It talks to you. It lets you know things like even the time. It'll tell me on the hour, you know, it's 3 o'clock. It'll also tell you when it's going into parking mode.
Parking mode on.
When you get back into your vehicle, after you've had it parked and you start it up, and it comes on and starts recording, it even tells you if you actually had any type of events.
Impact detection record 4. Motion detection record over 10. Starting video recording.
If someone bumped you or the motion sensor, it'll tell you what event and how many. So it's really, really smart that way. There we go. That sound that you just heard right there, that is one of the smart features. So this is something that we've actually seen in some of the higher end vehicles, and I think Kia's using it and Hyundai's using it as well, where it's gonna let you know if the lead vehicle, the one in front of you, is pulling away. I'm gonna save this clip right there. All right, so it's gonna let you know when they're pulling away. It's gonna remind you, hey, go. So you have to calibrate that in the app to do that. And you can turn it off too, by the way. So if it's something that's gonna annoy you to death, you can turn that off. The GX1000 has what FineVu calls absolute parking mode, and I'm absolutely impressed with it. And I think every dash camera should have this feature. So what it is, it does buffered recording. Why this is a big deal is because a lot of times if someone hits and runs, they're gone before your dash camera's even powered on to start recording. So you've actually missed it. So this records 10 seconds before the actual event, and then another 10 seconds after as well. So you're gonna get the meat, what happened right there at that moment. So that's a big, big, big feature. Okay, parking mode is on and I haven't impacted yet. Here we go, impact in 3, 2, 1. Okay, so how much did it get before? Did it actually do the buffering before I hit it? Okay, parking mode is on and I haven't impacted yet. Here we go, impact in 3, 2, 1. Okay, so how much did it get before? Did it actually... You can also put this in time-lapse mode, and if something triggers it, it will start recording in 30 frames per second. This also has a power saving parking mode. This is a real big power saver, and this could be very ideal if you're gonna leave your car parked for an extended period of time. Maybe you're going on a trip, you're parked at the airport. In the power saving mode, you can run this in parking mode for over 2,300 hours. And if you want to compare that to just normal parking mode, if you're not in power saving, you're going to run about 27 hours depending on what size battery that you're running. If you are running in the power saving mode, you will not have the buffered recording though, just be aware of that, but you are getting an extended period for sure. It's better to have some coverage than nothing, right? A couple other smart features of the GX1000, it has AI sensing, artificial intelligence sensing. So not only does it tell you that, hey, there was a motion alarm or there was an event that happened, it will do its best to even let you know what part of the vehicle even, and it'll learn from that to go and not produce false alarms, which is the big bonus. Also, we're even coming up to a light here. I don't even know where they are, but it's happened a few times while I'm driving. This nice voice on there will tell me if there is a speed camera coming up ahead. And that's a big bonus. And if you go through the manuals and the menus, you can see that you can update that information on a regular basis. So you're fully updated where those cameras are. There is one more AI feature that we didn't touch on. I wish we could, but you need extreme heat, and we don't have that here in the winter time right now, and that's the AI heat monitoring. So what this camera does, it monitors if it gets too hot, and instead of shutting down like a lot of other dash cameras do, this will go into its kind of like a hibernating mode, into that super power saving mode, yet it's going to still stay in that parking mode, so you're not going to miss any large events if you're parked. And that's the first time I've ever experienced this in a dash camera, so that's an amazing feature for this little guy here. Final thoughts on the GX1000. You know that saying, there's always a better mousetrap? Well, there's always going to be a dash camera that has higher resolution, more cameras, more customization, and you know what? That's not what this is. This is a good all-around dash camera that is extremely simple to use. It's a turnkey operation. The app is super easy to use, like really simple. There aren't pages and pages and pages of menus that you have to go through, so it's not complex to use for the everyday person, which I do like. There's only 2 buttons on here and they're self-explanatory. It's simple, and I think FineVu's done a great job not only on the hardware side, but on the software side, because you need those two to talk and work together to create a seamless experience, and that's what I've had in the last couple months. A lot of times when I test dash cams, even real expensive ones, sometimes you do get hiccups, you have to do reboots, format cards, change the firmware. This one here, right out of the box, it has been flawless for using. So if those are some of the things you're looking for in a dash camera, have a look at the GX1000. For most people, this is going to be a very, very good camera for your needs. Anyways, that's it for the review. Don't forget, like and subscribe. Also, if you're interested in this camera, I'm going to leave a link in the video description. Also, check for a discount code. Sometimes I get them and I post them in the video description. If you have any questions with this camera or any other dash camera that we have on the channel or anything on the channel, leave a comment below. Thanks for watching. See you on the next review.